Duke City. It's time for a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports, two men on with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Hello, Albuquerque. Yeah. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. That means the boys are at Rio Bravo Brewery, and you can get tacos for $2. Let's go. Live from Rio Bravo, myself, Fred Slow, alongside Van Nunley. Mandy Bacaire is here. Mandy, welcome.
Hi.
Put that microphone in front of your mouth. What are you doing?
What a special treat.
There we go.
Hey, this is when you know you're promo girl only. Like in these moments.
Yeah.
You brought us a stack of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 75 tickets.
Yep.
Lower bowl?
They are
Let's
lower bowl.
go.
Yep.
Where's this at, Tingley?
Friday at Tingley Coliseum.
All right, so actually the whole thing is lower bowl. Then.
Yep.
That's how Tingley works.
I hook you up.
Yep. So if you want some Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 75 tickets, you can come get them from us here at Rio Bravo Brewery.
In person only.
In person only.
Don't call or
Do not
text.
call Isaiah.
Don't hit one of us up.
Nope.
I'm not going to email them to
No,
you.
you know I'm not
You
doing.
come in person and you have a beer.
I'm not putting them to the side. No.
By the way, friends of the show, B-A-R-E.
B-A-R-E.
Bare Knuckle.
Bear, not B.
Not bare knuckle.
Not B-E-A-R.
That's uncontrollable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a scene
For sure.
from Bloodsport.
Right. It's a final boss on Street Fighter.
Yeah.
You know.
Isaiah Johnson, welcome to the show.
Knuckle a bear.
Thank you. I appreciate the Bloodsport reference.
All
Looking
right.
out for
That's
me.
Zay Johnson's favorite movie of all time.
I've heard. Who's in the main event of this? Donald Sanchez? That'll be good. You might have been to one of these.
I believe I've been to two.
You've been to two?
I've been to two.
I think I've been to one. They're spectacles.
Yes.
I can't come up with another word for it.
Also, if you're in the front row, if you're lucky enough to have front row seats,
Yeah, if you're that guy.
cool views, first off.
Yeah.
Also, treat it like an old Gallagher comedy show.
Okay.
You might
nope.
want to bring a little raincoat.
Yeah, it becomes a mess
Yeah.
there.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gets
So, like,
messy.
when they say bare knuckle, like, I mean, I get it, bare knuckle, but, like, is it real? Like, do they tape them? Anything? Is there any kind of anything, or is it?
Let me get the rule book
Is
out
it
for you.
full
Yeah.
bare knuckle?
505-246-0610. What, a pizza industry spokesperson? Is he gonna join us and tell us the rules again? Because I forget.
All right, here we go. The fighters are permitted to wrap and tape the wrist, thumb, and mid-hand. No gauze or tape can be within 1 inch of the knucks.
Okay.
Fighters will, quote-unquote, toe the line. There are 2 lines 3 feet apart in the center of the ring where the fighters will start each round. The front foot will be on the line, and then the referee will instruct the fighters to knuckle up. This
Nice.
means the beginning of the round or bout.
Okay. All right. Makes sense.
Now-
Makes sense now.
Now, a lot of people like combat, but a lot of people hate roundabouts. So punches are the only strikes allowed and must be closed fist. No kicks, no elbows, no knees, or grappling.
Hey, that would be a huge flex. Like just slapping somebody
Karate
overhand.
chopping.
Yeah. Has to be closed fist
Like-
because that one time the guy got slapped and then went on a tirade.
Well, some of have you seen those slapping competitions? Those are crazy sometimes.
They're doing a pro wrestling one right now, and a couple of the NWA, New Mexico, Duke City Championship wrestlers are in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Johnny Maga is in it, and it's going to be wild.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah. I think we talk about this all the time, but Chelsea Dotson wrestles for me,
Mhm.
and she's obviously the wife of John Dotson, who's
Okay.
the bare knuckle
Yeah.
champion of everything. And she is a power slapper, and she's wild.
Jeez.
So from the texter, I heard that some of these guys go knuckles deep. What does that mean, Steve? What does this text mean?
A two-knuckler, I believe. He's
Oh,
referring
okay.
to.
Oh, like when you poke the eyes.
Nope. That's
Is
not
that
what
what
he
you-
means.
is that
Like-
what
No.
like
like that.
what? All right, that's not good radio.
I
You
know.
did the movement
Like
that Sebastian the Crab would do if he tried to get in a fight. That's the movement you just did.
I'm trying to make sense of
A two-knuckler.
two knuckles.
I
Like,
think it's whenever you do a got your nose. Like I think that's what a two knuckler is when you reach onto a friend or a child's face and then place your thumb between your two knucks and have their nose. I believe that's a two knuckle.
Gotcha. Makes more sense.
So anyway, so knuckles deep. All right, so in a clinch, all right, here we go. In a clinch, the fighter may punch his way out. Now, do women do this too?
Yes, they do.
All right, I would like to update these rules to his, her. So go ahead and send an email about that. In a clinch, the fighter may punch their way out with the open hand. If there's a 3-second lull in action while clinching, the referee will break the fighter.
Soft.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Mm.
If a fighter gets knocked down,
It's a knockdown.
he'll get up again.
I was
You're
gonna
never
say,
going
I
to
would
keep him
keep
down.
Okay.
Yeah. He will have 10 seconds to return to his, again, the gender thing here is messing me up because I think women do this too.
Mhm.
Or the referee will stop the fight. You are not permitted.
There is one female fight on the
Okay,
card.
there we go.
Jenny Savage, great name.
She's local and she is
Going.
cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Crystal Van Wyk or Week, possibly. I
Okay.
don't know.
Now, if you do hit a down fighter, you'll be disqualified, and your purse may be with. All right, so all of a sudden it's back to women. Like this is wild that these rules are just fluctuating like this. While a fighter is down, the other fighter will be instructed to report to a neutral area. So Switzerland.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So if a fighter is cut,
It's a Marianas Trench
it's incredibly neutral.
right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's exactly in the middle.
Wherever that Titanic submarine went,
Mhm.
the one that didn't come.
We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah.
All right, now if a fighter is cut, like from the night, like what does that mean? Like,
Like a bunch of sit-ups.
okay,
Yeah.
and the blood is
Got cut.
impairing the fighter's vision, the referee may call a timeout and give the cut man, pretty
Okay.
super cool job specific
Mhm.
name, 30 seconds to stop the bleeding. All right, here's what
That's
I know.
what they used
that
to call old jazz musicians.
cut man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy over there, look at Johnny. He's a cut man.
Hmm.
See him
Hey.
carrying around that saxophone. That boy's a cut man. now.
I've been outside this building for some time, and now
Yeah.
there's a cut man right in front of me.
All right, there's cut men all like on the herons and the jazz cabbage.
Yeah.
You can't trust them.
No. So, anyways, the way that at least Back to the Future made it look is that Chuck Berry was a plagiarizer, that he did not, in fact, write Johnny Be Good, and it was stolen from the
Is-
white culture.
Is plagiarizer what it's called when you put a camera underneath a toilet in a women's bathroom?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, sorry.
I
That's
didn't.
what Chuck Berry did.
He also did that. If the cut cannot be controlled and the blood inhibits the fighter's vision, the referee will stop the fight and award victory to the other fighter. There you go. Now, fights are 2 minutes per round, and each bout will be 5 minutes in length. Sorry, 2 minutes per round, 5 rounds in length. So that's 10 minutes of bare knuckle fighting. That seems like an eternity to me.
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Yeah? 5
It's not
rounds
a
at
long
2
time.
minutes?
That's not a long time.
To bare knuckle fight someone?
We're going to do this for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, but
it
no one
feels like a bare knuckle fight.
no one is punching me, or I'm not.
I got stamina.
How many minutes do you think you could take punches? Because
A
it's
two-
not one full minute.
A two knuckler?
Knuckles deep.
Yeah.
So the attire is all fighters must have a groin protector with a cup,
Okay.
a
That's like
mouthpiece.
inner thigh. Protect the inner thigh.
So my thing was I always had a 2X jock strap, but I had an extra small cup, and that was to keep it like everything real tight. You know what I mean?
Okay. Sure.
And then a mouthpiece, boxing trunks, and boxing wrestling shoes. All fighters are expected to give 100% effort and behave with complete sportsmanship. They just put that in there for betting. So there you go.
I think they should give 100% effort. And hear me out here.
Yeah.
To not die.
Avoid death.
Yeah.
But if you want to see someone die, you can do it in person. No one's going to die.
What are you talking about? This isn't NASCAR.
Yeah. This isn't horseback riding. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 75 is Friday, June the 6th. That it starts at 6, so go early.
Mhm.
Also, it's at Tingley, so pile all your friends into a car, saves you on parking.
Mm-hmm.
Mandy, did we get everything right?
You got everything right.
We could be
Do we
wrong.
need to
Yeah.
remind everyone that we're giving these tickets away today?
Yes.
We're here at Rio Bravo Brewery.
Only in person.
Come get them.
In
and
person.
like
I'm not hanging on to them.
no,
I'm not going to take a picture of the
QR
QR code
no,
and text it to you. I'm not doing that either.
not doing
You
that.
come here, you buy a beer.
Correct.
I got tickets.
Like,
for you.
if you
you don't,
want-
you don't even have to
Yeah.
buy one. I'm just saying you probably
You
should.
should buy
I mean, You're
one.
already here. Like buy a beer.
That's actually my new rule, which is not a radio rule. It's just my personal rule.
okay.
If you want to sit ringside, then these tickets that you're getting here at Rio Bravo Brewery, they'll be sides to your $2 tacos.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
We got a
That's
few.
good.
We got a few of them too.
Yeah.
I'm not really a math guy.
Some.
You want me to prove it?
Nope.
Mandy, name any 2 numbers.
Just say them.
Mhm.
Okay. 6 and 9.
I've heard of them.
Nice. Mandy Vaquera,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
When we get back from the break, the news of the day is what?
Yep.
They did what?
They did.
2 Men On, live from Rio Bravo Brewery on a day where you can get tacos for $2. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. Woo! Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by Chili.
Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live from Rio Bravo Brewery. Swing by and see us here in the corner. We have Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship tickets. You can have them.
It's us in the corner.
It's us in the spotlight.
Right. Handing out some tickets.
Trying to see the blood for real.
On a bunch of freaking knuckles.
And I don't know if I've seen enough.
It never is enough.
I thought that I saw him flinching.
I thought I saw him take a fist.
I think I saw him cross the. Let me get the line. The toe line.
Hold on. I'm going to quit singing for a second so I could take a sip of this delicious Mexican lager that I got here at Rio Bravo Brewing.
Here's the weirdest story of the day. The New York Knicks, you're familiar with them, Ben?
Yeah. They just got bounced from the playoffs.
Yes. They go to the playoffs basically every year since Tom Thibodeau's been there, 4 out of 5. First time in the Eastern Conference Finals in like 25 years. They just fired Tom Thibodeau. Just
it's pretty weird.
Like that?
That's pretty weird.
Not like this. Not like this. This is wild.
Yeah, they've had nothing but success with them. Turned the future of the franchise around. Got them to the Final Four. You know what? Not good enough. Not good enough for us.
Did they lose to the Pacers 2 years in a row? I think they did.
They've lost to the Pacers 4 times in a row in the playoffs.
That's so bad.
Zay, can you go to your betting app real quick and see what the odds are on Michael Malone being the next coach of the New York Knicks?
Well, you know what's actually funny is my co-host on Weekends, Tailgate Talk, called this like a month ago. Said Coach Tips is going to get fired and Michael Malone's going to be up next. I thought he's crazy. I didn't think this would happen. I still think that's crazy to think of because if you look at it, if I think anybody right now, including Knicks fans, if you could swap rosters with the Nuggets, they probably do it. Like Jokic is better than Brunson. Okay. Then you got Aaron Gordon and Murray.
Jokic is better than everyone. Let's get that very clear.
So if Michael Malone couldn't get it done, if he couldn't even get to the Western Conference Finals with the best player in the NBA, what would make anybody in the Knicks believe that he could take Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns to the finals?
Well, hard disagree right now. I think the Knicks are significantly better roster than the Denver Nuggets with a better bench. And now they're going to have a competent coach.
Well, the problem is the bench, because that's why Thibodeau got fired, because he was listening to stupid New York media and he was listening to stupid nationwide attention, which they don't really get to the degree that they used to historically get. And he started playing the bench for no reason. Like, I would have ran those horses until they fell down out there. Like, this was not the plan. This was not the business for the Knicks. This was not the formula. And now they're the losers.
And by the way, this is the furthest they've been in the playoffs in 25 years.
25 years.
25 years.
And they lost to the guy who did the choking thing.
So beautiful.
And that guy was only the second best player on his team, according to some Eastern Conference award that didn't exist till like 5 years ago, but is now significant.
No betting site has it up yet, but the odds right now,
where's Sean Marion,
are estimated to be Mike Malone plus 300. The implied probability, the percentage of this happening, 25%.
But where is Sean Marion on the list?
The highest one is Mike Malone. Sean Marion?
Yeah.
Shawnee Merriman or Sean Marion?
Sean Marion.
Friend of the show, Sean Merriman.
No.
Basketball player, The Matrix.
The Matrix.
I don't know. I got his number. Let me text him.
Well, here's what I'm saying, because it should be Sean Marion, because James Dolan is a member of JD and the Straight Shots, and that dude had like the straightest shot I had ever seen in basketball. So if you go with him, you're going to be set like it's in the name.
It's gonna be Mike Malone.
I won't.
It'll be Mike Malone.
No.
He's a New Yorker. He's got that edge. He's got success. I mean, he's done more with as little as possible in Denver. They got the best player on the planet and then no one else.
Who is LeBron James's current podcast co-host? Steve Nash?
Steve Nash.
It's Steve Nash.
Okay.
That will be the next head coach of the Knicks.
Maybe the Raptors. Because he's Canadian. It's because he's Canadian, Zay. He's Canadian.
This is the real answer.
Okay.
Get an NBA player who podcasts. It works. I've seen it.
Okay. It's worked once. It's not worked so many thousands of times.
No one has ever tried it except for the one time, and it's worked perfectly that one time.
Well, no, there's so many basketball players and basketball coaches on podcasts. Doesn't mean they're going to be the next coach of anything.
But they haven't even got a chance yet. That's what I'm saying. If you get like co-head coaches like Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, and you say like, hey, you guys coach together.
Okay.
This is a good plan.
How far are we going to slip down this joke until you say Joe Rogan?
He's not a former NBA player.
Could be. He's got that fighting spirit.
Oh, if you want fighting coaches, you get the Quentin Richardson and Darius Miles one. That's the one you get for, you want like tough. You want like some tough guys out there on your bench. Tom Thibodeau don't lose.
But if you want a tough guy,
all right, here we go.
Former player,
Uh-huh.
you obviously go James Johnson, undefeated MMA fighter in the NBA for a decade. James Johnson, the toughest guy in the history of the NBA. You want some toughness.
Is Mike Malone a good coach?
I believe he is.
I don't know about that.
He's right now, he's like on the Doc Rivers projectile.
Ugh. Close to good all the time?
Or like,
no, he
or like
won a
Mike
ship.
Tomlin right after, or like right after the Steelers won with Mike Tomlin.
Did
You
win a
know, where
chip.
it's like you get that championship, and then all of a sudden you're put in a pedestal, but your team just kind of never get back to where your peak was.
Boys, you know what we're overlooking? And no offense to that breakdown because that was good, Isaiah, but this one just hit me. Jay Wright.
All right, Googling Jay Wright.
That would make your entire team Villanova. Like you get Jay Wright.
Oh, yeah, that Jay Wright. Okay, duh.
That's your move.
But you'd have to get DiVincenzo back.
You get him too.
Yeah, bring him back
Yeah.
to New York. He's
This-
probably available.
This is a good plan. Instead of already won a championship, isn't thirsty enough for it, Mike Malone. Also, you can win the East pretty easily.
Yeah.
I looked at the East.
If he can win a ship in the West, if he can take Nikola Jokic and a bunch of losers to the playoffs every year, then yeah, he's going to do great in New York, especially when they get Giannis next year.
It's wild to think that you're like, hey, your team has Josh Hart, you should win. He's not good.
They're like the seventh best player on that team.
He played 40-plus minutes a game, though.
Not next year, he won't.
No, definitely not next year. Well, weirdest thing of the day. Tom Thibodeau, he gone.
Weird choice. Mike Malone, I get it. He's a New Yorker. He's had success.
Yeah.
But Tom Thibodeau is like basically the same coach. He just makes the team run more.
I don't even think it's like that in the NBA. I think it's like other stuff. I don't even think it's the practice stuff. I think it's like he makes you check in.
Who did Kevin Durant lose to in the playoffs? They should get him.
Nobody wins with Golden State. You win 2 in Golden State?
Yeah, back to back.
God, dude, he's
And lost one.
awesome.
Lost one.
Is he still available? Can he play for the Knicks?
Yeah, he would love to.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't play Josh Hart 40 minutes a game and you get a new head coach and then you win, don't think it's because of the head coach.
It's because you're playing Josh Hart less. Is that
Yes.
your point here?
Nobody wins chips with Josh Hart.
Look, I have on Prize Picks because I pick his rebound goblin all the time, and he crushes it. Besides that, not a big Josh Hart guy.
No, he's got no talent.
Well, he's got talent. He's in the association. He's
Didn't-
very talented.
Did Carl Anthony Towns play for Thibodeau last time he got fired?
Uh-oh.
I think he did.
It's the cat curse. Ah, a black cat.
I don't know.
Crossed his path twice.
How do you look that up? How do you confirm that? Because I believe that's accurate what I just said. With the when he get fired from the Timberwolves, 2019.
You're not going to stop and applaud.
No, black cat, black KAT. Yes, I get it.
Twice.
It was good. All right, we're gonna look up the 2019 Timberwolves, which is a weird thing to look up. But I just want to confirm if Karl Anthony Towns twice got Tom Thibodeau fired.
I think high expectations got him fired. You throw a bone to Knicks fans, like except for the Yankees, like it's been pretty rough for sports fans in New York. Not a lot of ships.
Update on how much Karl Anthony Towns headhunts Tom Thibodeau.
Okay.
Alert.
Love it.
Karl Anthony Towns was, in fact, on the Timberwolves the last time Tom Thibodeau got fired.
Oh, my.
This is the conspiracy level stuff I'm looking for.
Thank you for this.
Finally, the real reason. And Knicks fan is a crazy fan. And they love Tom Thibodeau, and they're so happy to see him go. Like, the math doesn't make sense.
What's Cat going to do next? Like, find the steakhouse that Tom Thibodeau owns and get him fired from that as well?
Does he own a steakhouse?
I'm assuming everybody owns
Hey.
a steakhouse.
If I own a steakhouse in New York and I'm Tom Thibodeau, there's no way am I booking JD and the Straight Shots ever again.
I mean, he's probably got a residency.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Leave me alone, boss.
Yeah.
Get out of my
Former boss.
Get out of my life, boss.
James Dolan is a weird dude. He had to have been like, oh, we beat Boston. Indiana. Nope. Again. And who do you get rid of, like, player-wise? Like, really no one. Josh Hart. The answer is Josh Hart.
You have to add.
Yeah, because they're adjacent.
They're close.
Yeah, they're adjacent.
Yeah, I mean, they're good enough.
They were the fourth of the four.
They're good enough to go to the finals every year and lose to the team that wins the West.
Every year.
Every single year. Yeah. They're just one piece away from going to the finals every single year for 5 years and losing to the West.
Their best players.
Like the Bills did.
Yeah.
They could be the Bills.
It's a New York thing to do.
New York thing. New York state of mind.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Jalen Brunson, number 1. Probably Karl Anthony Towns, number 2. Or strike that, reverse it.
Yeah, I would say flip that bad boy.
All right. Neither of them as good as Pascal Siakam.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Because he's it's cool that he is kind of from New Mexico.
Oh, he's a lifelong New Mexican for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Las Cruces legend.
Didn't just.
He was there for like 18 months. A basketball season and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody from state tells me he like doesn't give it back at all. Doesn't even really claim him.
No, why would he?
I'm like, oh, that sucks.
I feel like I remember when he declared. Now, I guess I don't remember that because that's before I got here.
I mean, I'm sure he gives back to Cameroon,
Well, that's where he's from.
where he's actually from.
There's a bunch of like international players that win big time awards, and then Pascal Siakam.
I don't think the Eastern Conference Finals MVP in the weakest the Eastern Conference has ever been in the history of basketball is a big time award.
Shea just won one, and he's from Canada.
He won an MVP
Well, he won the other one too.
of the whole league.
He won that other one too.
And he'll win this one in the finals as well.
What is it called? It's like the Oscar Robinson.
East is Larry Bird.
So the West would be Magic Johnson. Okay. That's because they had that rivalry forever.
Yes.
Some of these names of MVP awards are stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just say the Eastern Conference MVP.
Yeah. What is the Mikan Award? What is that? Grit? Like, what is that?
the person who had the most successful failed sportswear company?
Yeah, it was at a peak for a while.
Yeah, it's gone now.
And if more players did more mic and drills, they would be better around the rim. You know how important left-handed layups are, Angel Reese?
Yeah, talking to you, Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
Again.
Always.
Yeah.
Stay. Maybe that was the problem. Tom Thibodeau was like, let's watch this video of George Mikan.
And they're like, players are freaking out. Why is there no color in this video?
It's black and white video. It's black and white video, man. That's why you're saying
if
that.
we're talking George Mikan era, it's just a white video.
You think Tom Thibodeau's in
Nothing, Zay? You're just going to breeze over that one? I am crushing it this segment, and you're just going to fly right over that one.
That stuff going on.
During George Mikan's time, it wasn't black and white video. It was just a white video. Come on, man. That is good stuff.
Who in
I
this?
was thinking he was number 99, right? That was George Mikan.
I believe that's accurate, yes. Big tall boy.
Mhm.
Here's a Tom Thibodeau speech. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Who in this room doesn't want to win the John Havlicek Trophy? Sixth Man of the Year. Who doesn't want to work for that?
Everyone.
It's called the John Havlicek.
No one.
Played for Boston. What's the Finals MVP? Is that the Bill Russell? Also, we don't talk about this enough. He's got 11 chips. There are only like 8 teams in the league at the time.
Yeah.
He played with 7 All-Stars, or excuse me, Hall of Famers. When the NBA did the NBA Top 50 players, they had 8 players on it.
Pretty good.
I mean, do you remember in the 90s when they put all these expansion teams in the NBA and then Michael Jordan just won a bunch of games and got a bunch of padded stats?
Yeah.
But he really didn't win until Scottie Pippen got there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember very vividly.
Correct.
Yeah.
But then because they have a sweet partnership with Nike, they rewrote like an entire narrative to like trick everyone into believing that he was like untouchable from the jump.
Right.
That's what Bill Russell also was.
Yeah. It's like basically the Jackie Robinson thing. Like you're playing against meat packers. A bunch of dudes that like are
Babe
on
Ruth.
their 8th kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the
For
greatest
sure.
basketball player of all time is LeBron James. No one tries harder to play basketball than right now.
This is peak basketball. This
Yes,
is peak
all
athletics.
time.
Yeah.
How many finals has he lost? 6 or something? But he's won 4.
Pretty good
That's pretty good.
against significantly better competition.
Yeah. Now the world is trying.
Yeah.
Because of the dream team.
Michael Jordan, air quotes, retired, and then Hakeem Olajuwon became the greatest player on earth.
First international player to win MVP. Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
See how we circled that full?
Mhm. Well done.
I got you. Little NBA segment. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. Live from Rio Bravo Brewery, where you can get $2 tickets, and we're giving away Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship ticks, the sports animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live at Rio Bravo Brewery. They have $2 tacos. We have tickets to Bare Knuckle Championship 75. That is Friday night over at Tingley. If you want some of those, come get them from us. Lower bowl will be pretty nice.
Seem to be good seats.
See, it'll be a lot of fun. A little NFL news here of things that you shouldn't have said out loud. Today, the Ohio Senate unveils a surprise new plan for the state to give $600 million for the Browns to get a new stadium.
$600 million.
Mm-hmm.
What is this, a stadium for ants?
All right. So
What are they going to build with $600 million?
Now, to be clear, this is in state bonds. The Senate GOP's initial state budget plan unveiled Tuesday would get money from very different source, rating the state's $4.8 billion unclaimed property fund.
I'm sorry, what? There's $4.8 billion of unclaimed property.
So this is like police
in Ohio.
So it's like seizures and stuff. Also, it could be like not like seizures medical, like seizures to take.
Got you.
But like think it can be a lot of property, like real estate and stuff too. So like if a crime is committed at a building,
Yeah.
that can be taken.
I always thought Little Seizures was from Detroit.
Okay.
It's Michigan.
That's where it's
Different-
established. That is correct.
Different state.
Their baseball team is very good in Detroit right now. We're not talking about that enough. Under the plan, which is obviously still a long way from being law, 1.7 would be taken from the fund to create a state sports and culture facility fund, according to the state finance committee. I like the idea of using your means to help. So there you go.
And the boy to the Browns need a lot of that. A lot of help.
If the state owns the building, I'm cool. If the Browns own the building, I'm not cool.
Agree. But for the state to have to own it, they better cough up a lot more money than $600 million.
Well, that's like $100 million to win.
What, you get $100 million back?
Now, if you remember, Isaiah, this is before your time, so this is going to be a little bit of a history lesson. The Browns have already left Cleveland before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've already set the groundwork for this.
Yeah.
They had a plan. So Cleveland knows that the Browns aren't playing. It's been done. They say, all right, we'll just give them the money. Let's come up with the thing.
And that's the Browns have to match it. I don't understand. Where are they coming up with the rest of the money? $600 million, that is a giant amount of money. You could do so much good.
Well, that's only in bonds.
$600 million.
That's only in the bonds.
Right.
The other 1 point whatever billion is from this
Oh, that is from
property
Oh,
fund.
got
Yeah.
you.
So it's
600
it's a
bonds,
combination.
Then 1 point whatever
Yeah.
from stealing from Ohioans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or as we call it, pulling a cronky.
Okay. Very nice.
Get all cronked up. Hey, do me a favor. Open up your Robinhood app, and can you buy some stock in Mayflower Shipping? Can you buy some stock in the Mayflower Trucking and Shipping Company?
Do you think some of that money might go back to Daddy?
Just
Yeah.
Haslam famously robbed a bunch of truck drivers. There's a lot going on with that joke. That's
Some
a deep
layers.
joke.
Some layers
yeah.
there. Yeah. I'm aware.
Okay. Sometimes I feel like the Dennis Miller of like drive time sports talk. Like some of these cuts are
Yeah.
too deep.
Right.
Because Mayflower, also the company, famously in the middle of the night, that moved to Baltimore. There's a whole bunch going on.
Gotcha. Yep.
And if you're Ohioan, Ohioite, Ohio,
And Ohio.
if you're Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ohio, hi. If you're one of that,
Heidi, hi.
hody, ho.
Oh, Heidi, Ohio.
And you tell me that's where my tax dollars are going. You know how quick I stopped paying taxes?
Mm.
You know how quickly I go to whoever my rep and say, nah, fam.
Mm-hmm.
But if they own the building, I'm cool. If they can tell me that they have this state-of-the-art attraction for that will breed tourism and gross receipts, and that will go towards a general fund that will support Ohio and Ohio endeavors, 100% I'm in.
You're seeing the Shadur Sanders effect in real time.
All right, so he shows up.
They get a steal, draft Shadur in the 5th round, and then boom, next thing you know, $2 billion for a stadium. Thanks, Dion.
Jim Haslam and his wife are worth $14 billion.
Just do it yourself is what you're saying?
There are some numbers that just aren't real to me.
If they were of the mind state that, hey, we have $14 billion, we could just spend $2 billion on a stadium, they wouldn't have originally acquired the $14 billion. Of course they're trying to game the system. Of course they're trying to game taxpayers and Browns fans, because they wouldn't be in that situation as multi-billionaires if they didn't have the game plan for this already. They should not come as a surprise to any reasonably minded human being.
They know how to say, NFL owners and billionaires and whatever endeavor, they know how to say, no, don't worry about a rev share. You're getting state tax.
Yeah.
That's what they say. And then some idiot goes, so we still get to keep the Browns? Yes. Also, we're talking about the Browns.
That's the worst one.
Of all of them. Start a new one.
It's like, at least you have one. We got the worst one, but we got one.
So there you go.
Yeah.
A little bit of football news. More on a Taco Tuesday when we get back. 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, live from Rio Bravo, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We, of course, are live from Rio Bravo Brewery. It's a $2 Taco Tuesday. And here in about 18 minutes, this will be the place to be.
You are very correct.
Yeah.
Wherever you get off work at 5 o'clock on a Taco Tuesday, the amount of time it takes to get here, that's the amount of time it's going to take for this to be the spot.
We're also giving away.
So help me out real quick.
Yep.
No, we're giving away what again?
Oh, sorry. The Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 75. We got tickets at our broadcast booth. Come grab them. Isaiah, welcome.
Yeah, so I was speaking of NFL earlier.
Yep.
I don't know if you boys, I know my memory's a little foggy. I don't know if you boys hit this whole Stephon Diggs and this substance he was passing around on that boat.
Starring Demi Moore.
Yeah, we just we talked about it. It's nice. We talked about it yesterday for about a minute. I mean, it's unfortunate. Like, I don't know why everyone wants everything on camera.
Also, I don't understand why everyone's mad. That was the off season. That was the last weekend of his off season. Let him go on a boat.
Yeah.
Let him party. Let him do. I'm pretty sure whatever's in the bag is water soluble. Not going to stay in his system for a long time. And then go do that work. If you don't go do that work, then we probably got a problem.
So he shouldn't. You don't think he should have been just a little bit more responsible, like surroundings?
We're entering the Big Brother era in the
Yeah.
world. Everything's on camera. I'm on camera right now, not only here on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube and StreamYard, also here at Rio Bravo Brewing. You know, there's security cameras here. I'm on camera here. I walk outside, I'm on somebody's dash camera. I walk a couple more feet, I'm on the intersection camera.
Well, there's
obviously I'm very handsome, so like somebody's just going to pull out their camera and say, "Oh my God, look at this handsome guy." I'll be on camera again.
There's also
you can't avoid it.
There's always a new party thing. What is the one now that everyone's into? It's not lean. Lean is out of fashion.
Not in Houston. It's not.
Oh, is it
That's
still
not
in?
going away?
Like there's a new one now. It's like a smoothie or something. I have no clue.
Oh, the 2C.
2C. There we go.
That's allegedly what was in the bag.
Yeah.
The pink powder. It's
yeah.
a mix of cocaines.
Yes.
And some ketamines.
And
some weird other stuff sprinkled in there.
There's always something. Like there's always like a club drug.
Yeah.
Where people are like, hey, let's make sure everyone knows we're hip or whatever. And here's what I know about ketamine. If you tell me you're into it, I can tell you what political party you vote for. Like it is
there's been legitimate studies done that it helps with certain mental illnesses if taken in a secure environment prescribed by a doctor. It does help people with certain ailments. PTSD being a big one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Here's what I know. He's not special can himself to
therapeutically on a boat.
No, he's not catching up on his Kit Kats.
He hands it off to the girls. He's going to use it all at once. That's when he's dead.
It's just so stupid. Like a lot of the listeners right now are like, Fred's talking about benzos. Like that. I mean, there's always a thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. There's always a thing. Just calm down. Calm down, everyone. Also, like whatever that hole is in your life.
Also, they might have been in international waters, so it's no one's issue.
Here's why:
or Miami.
I know, like people get fired over Twitter posts now. So,
well, he was at OTAs, voluntary, and he showed up. So
OTAs or MDMAs?
Yeah, he needs to worry. I mean, he's playing Mr. Take Your Girl from Offset right now. So Stephon Diggs, I don't know where the focus is, but I'm glad he showed up at the voluntary OTAs instead of trolling members of the Migos about a woman that he has kids with.
There's a lot of layers to that thing you were glad about that I didn't know anything about.
I got all those references, Zay.
Yeah, Cardi B used to date Offset, and that's who Stephon Diggs is now dating. That's why him being on that pool was a big deal in the first place, because he's surrounded by women while dating one of the most insane public figures currently in America.
I mean, we were surrounded by women at the anniversary. I mean, so sometimes you just can't shake it, you know.
No bags of pink powder.
To my knowledge,
That
you
I'm
and I'm aware of.
That I'm aware of. I'm aware of. Okay. As far as I know.
I know what I don't know, and it's a whole lot. But I do know the I Told You So birds are about to come out after the break. It's 2 Men On, live from Rio Bravo Brewery, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're sitting in the corner at Rio Bravo Brewery. There are a lot of people sitting at the bar. They're eating $2 tacos. We still have tickets for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Ooh, come get a couple.
75. You know what you should do before you go to that tomorrow night or on Friday night? Go pop over to 66 Diner, grab like a little lunch, get a milkshake, head over, do that thing.
Whoa, good idea.
Yeah, and the weather's supposed to be nice. I would say get your 66 Diner to go, then hang out in the parking lot, do a little tailgate.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Also, do not travel with an open container ever, never, ever. But if you get to the tailgate and you still have your milkshake, just maybe put a little lean in there or whatever.
Please don't do that.
No, not lean.
Please don't do that.
No.
We lost a DJ Screw. We lost Pimp C. Lost a lot of great Houston
just
rappers
doing-
to the lean.
Are you just doing Mad Libs of rapper names?
No. These are real people.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's being reported by the LA Times that Lindsey Hill is ordered to pay Trevor Bauer more than $300,000 for violating the terms of their settlement agreement. What?
So called it?
So they had an agreement, and the agreement was if she would just shut up.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I'll shut up if you just shut up.
Yeah.
Because she did weird stuff. She accused him of weird stuff. He proved she accused him of weird stuff. And he was like, listen, this sucks. I'm no longer in Major League Baseball because of you. I'm playing in Korea and Japan and Mexico. And
Anywhere that'll have him, really.
yeah. He's pitching 300 days out of the year or whatever it is now. Not for Major League Baseball money. Although his social media is fire. I don't know if anyone follows his social media.
It doesn't suck.
It's very good.
Yeah.
But this gal just could not shut up. So she defaulted on that settlement. Also, I guess she didn't show up to the courts on this. So $300,000 for violating the terms. This was like the biggest story when you and I first started radio here. Just the timeline, the way it kind of worked out. And you remember Major League Baseball, there's an investigation, and then Bauer's suspended. It was like a 1-year deal or whatever. And then like there was dueling lawsuits. I don't know the verbiage to use to talk about that. That was 2 years ago. Sued her for defamation. She sued him for assault and sexual battery. And both parties agreed that neither had to pay any money to each other as long as they just shut up.
Yeah. What did she do, Fred?
She didn't shut up.
She didn't shut up.
So she had, I guess, some sort of insurance bought on in case she was an idiot.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that insurance is now paying, or Bauer's law team was going after $309,832.02. She then fraudulently claimed on social media that this was part of her dropping her countersuit, which just was not correct because she did not shut up. And there you go. So she is once an idiot, always an idiot. She definitely ruined this dude. This is crazy to me.
If he wanted to make a much bigger deal about it, he really could have.
I mean, yeah.
The slander that ruined his future losses
Mhm.
in Major League Baseball. If you tell me like $309,000 is a big settlement, sure, for me, like I'll take another $300K. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, that would go a long way. But for a guy who's playing a sport where the league minimum is $760,000 that he's lost at minimum every year, and he's worth way more than that. Way more than that every year. So at the very minimum, he's losing out on $750,000 every year.
You know, to be that guy, like people who end up in these situations are idiots. And then the idiots that end up there, well, it could be minutes, it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years. They'll say, I don't really like the terms. I'm not going to adhere to this. Way past that, my dude.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
Your dumb actions got you here. Like, don't continue your dumb actions.
You know, I did yoga twice. I'm not the same person anymore. I've moved on past this. I've grown. I don't think I should pay it anymore. Here's the problem. It's not up to you. It's not up to you. You did the thing.
Let's feel for this dude. I don't even feel bad for this guy to come off the $300,000. Also, a lot of people might argue that Bauer hasn't gotten a major league deal because he can't keep his mouth shut, which there's a little bit of an irony there.
Oh, there's also that. But usually talent is what gets you into one of the big 5 sports in the world at the highest level.
And you can be John Rocker weird.
Yeah.
But do not mistake that Bauer sued this woman for breach of contract. And she did not answer the lawsuit, which resulted in a default judgment. that's just the end of it.
Yeah. I mean,
check your mail.
when all this stuff happened right after Me Too, there's so many people trying to capitalize on that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we'll say it over and over again. I have a mother and sister and daughter that I love more than anything on the planet. Believe women. But also this has happened way too many times and way too many times in the public eye for this to be continued. We're getting into a boy who cried wolf situation to where this Me Too movement is dying immediately because of all these false claims and allegations and money grabs.
Well, and
It's unfortunate for the people who are actually victims.
it discredits it so greatly.
It does.
She ends up, man, I'm not trying to get into weird internet lingo, but she ends up kind of being like a red pill kind of thing to the movement, at least from like the male perspective. Because like, and you've seen this with like Albright, you've seen this with like, there's a whole bunch of people that just have a situation, maybe they're, I'm not trying to put words or ideas in anyone's mouth, but uncomfortable, or maybe they were heartbroken, or maybe whatever their motivation was that wasn't an actual crime. You know, then they try to create a narrative because they've seen actual people suffer, and then they feel that those people benefit from that suffering, and they don't recognize that that suffering is real, that you're not benefiting from it, that you've endured it, that you're a victim, that you now are surviving as a victim, not just right now, forever.
Sure.
Also, not to be those guys, when we first jumped on the radio here, this was like the feedback we got from people was like, Fred, shut up. Listen to Accuser. Fred, you're welcome to the market, idiot. You don't get it. Like, I'm like, what? Don't get it?
Yeah.
Stuff's weird.
It's just happened too much.
Too much. So there you go. Trevor Bauer in the clear. I don't think it does anything for him, Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball needs to apologize. It's a bad look because it'd be so easy for them to come out and say they can still take the high ground in this. They can apologize. They could admit they were wrong and still take the high ground. I mean, they could say, we read the reports. We saw the accusations, and the moral compass of Major League Baseball wanted nothing to do with this. So at the time, the suspension was warranted. And now, with the facts of a court of law, we learned that we were incorrect. That is so easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to.
Well, and also, I know we said it multiple times that, the judge has ordered Hill. This is not Aaron Judge.
Correct.
I don't want there to be any confusion.
A lot of Major League Baseball talk.
Yeah, a lot of Major League Baseball.
Saying the word judge. Yeah.
It's very much not Aaron Judge.
Yeah. If you're just joining the program,
yeah,
Aaron Judge
does not have that power.
Is not rewarding Trevor Bauer with $309,000. He could.
Yeah.
He's got it.
It's not within his jurisdiction.
Nope, not at all. His jurisdiction is mostly hitting home runs.
Yeah, primarily within the foul poles.
Yeah.
That's where he reigns.
Does a lot of work there.
Yeah, up the middle a lot too.
Not on a wooden bench.
No. So also patrolling right field. If you were to talk about not just the judicial part of the law, he patrols right field.
Accurate.
Yeah.
He does.
That's all right. So there's actually more if we're being honest.
He is on patrol in a way.
Yeah, he's out there patrolling the outfield. Also, if you try to handcuff him like inside, like he's not going to allow you to do that. Like he's
inside the foul lines.
Well, mostly in the batter's box.
Okay,
like if you try to handcuff him like up and in, not going to happen. No, he's going to.
Great batter's eye. He'll take it.
100%.
We'll wait for you to make the mistake.
Yeah.
Just like Trevor Bauer did.
Correct. Now, you know what he's never done is had like a .0000 though. Like he's never, because he's always around like the .325, .333
areas.
Yeah. So if you were to test him, never ever at a 0. He's always way over. If I don't know what you call the limit, 1.8. He's way over 1.8. If that's Mendoza,
the Mendoza
limit, he's way above that. An average. I'm talking about in batting average.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
no, gotcha. I'm here for it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm also way below the limit right now, but I might have another Mexican lager.
from Rio Bravo Brewery. It's a Taco Tuesday. They're $2 a piece. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Do you
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On, where we're a couple minutes away from Jason York joining us on the program. You know,
like
Jason
that.
from the Recognition Place. We're excited for a new endeavor with you over the next several months, where the Recognition Place takes the time to recognize individuals in the community that are doing a positive job, man. They are making an impact around town and using our billboard that is Two Men On to help our friends of the show help them. Speaking of, we were talking to you yesterday, and we had a lot of fun talking to you yesterday about New Mexico's painting specialists and how they're supporting Locker 505.
Ooh, I like that.
Eddie will be joining us tomorrow, but, you know, Eddie's got that pretty traditional story of, you know, came up in the war zone and experiencing, you know, firsthand like struggle, and, you know, that there are limited resources out there, and secondhand clothing, you know, was certainly what he needed at that time, you know, and he's going to talk about how Locker 505 is a unique experience for kids and the community that it services to come in and get a retail style experience, which you and I are very aware of.
Yeah.
These kids don't necessarily always get. And some of the options that have always been present for them or presented to them, it's just piles up, you know, it's collections of. It's
Right.
not necessarily the shop with a young adult shopper, get exposed to your wants, your fit, your styles. And New Mexico's painting specialists are going to go in and do that. So we're wildly excited about they to go over there on June the 21st, and they're going to help flip Locker 505 into a brand new environment, including completely remodeling the dressing rooms, sprucing up the place. And if you're interested in helping, you can. June the 21st, head over to Locker 505, become a volunteer, or you could reach out to New Mexico's painting specialist or text us 505-246-0610. We'll get you any information you want. Call the program. Isaiah is there to answer.
We've been working with and basically for Locker 505 for years now. They're one of the original friends of the show, and seeing their progress and everything that they do in the community is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And anyone who is a friend of Locker 505 is a friend of ours. Kudos.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So Jason will join us after the break, talk about everything going on at the Recognition Place, and talk about how we're going to utilize our platform to recognize people who are a giving van. So super fun. All right, man, got some fun news.
Oh, good.
The Pacers are chartering a plane for all full-time employees to attend games 1 and 2 in Oklahoma City.
Aw.
That's a nice thing.
What did they do wrong? Why did they have to go to Oklahoma?
That's where the games 1 and 2 are.
Oh, to watch the game.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
it wasn't
yeah.
punishment. It's not punishment. They're going to watch the finals. That's
Yeah.
way better.
It's going to help with that geographic restriction on ticket buying.
Yeah.
Just get a little section there, you know. I don't know who's all full time with the Pacers, but you assume they would have like strong interpersonal relationships with the kid or with the players.
Right.
Like you would assume they would have that. It's like they're like playing for their people, probably their families. Some.
I mean, Oklahoma City is notorious
No,
for not letting for not letting their opponents buy tickets in the playoffs. So Oklahoma City shows up and shows out.
I think
The fact that they got some tickets freed up for Pacers employees, that was big in the first place.
Is Spirit Airlines an official partner of the Pacers because they're the same color scheme? Go.
Oh, yeah. Good dig there. Yeah, for sure. I would assume so. Where's Spirit Airlines based out of?
I don't know. I want to say Denver.
Denver?
I don't know if that's accurate. Is that where Frontier is out of?
I think that sounds more correct.
Because Denver is the Frontier. I'm going to say Atlanta. Is Atlanta correct?
Founded in Michigan.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Okay.
Is that also a Michigan reference? No.
Because that would be navy blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool baller move, though, like by the Pacers. I mean, get them out there.
Look, if the Thunder are going to free up a few tickets for their opponent, which they rarely do, at least it's for the hardworking people of the Indiana Pacers.
Also, they're going to get it back because now you can't just not take your full-time staff out to Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. And you have to because everyone's going to make fun of you. Like you just got peer pressured by the Pacers into participating. There's a lot of P's there.
Yeah, this isn't Madison Square Garden. They want fans there. Not just famous people.
And I know they say full-time, but is there a cutoff?
We're in the world of sports. We know how hard it is to run a sports team. This is a full-time job.
I own a wrestling company. Does that count?
That's almost a sport. That's so incredibly close to a sport. It's more theater, but, you know, you're creeping up on it. You are, my friend, sports adjacent.
All right, so it says here there are 700 full-time employees with the Pacers. That can't be accurate.
700 people is a lot. There's no way Oklahoma City freed up 700 tickets.
There's no way.
There's no way. Is there a lottery for 20 Pacers employees? I think that's a lot more likely.
Also, I've been on airplanes. You can't get 700 people on an airplane.
Not with that attitude.
What attitude? The weight alone.
I think they're strong enough to carry 700 people.
No. What airplane can carry 700 people?
C-130.
What is that? Is that just so? Is that just
It's a
letters and numbers that you put together? If it is a Spirit airline plane, it's not the one.
An Airbus A380-800 is the highest capacity passenger airplane with a maximum capacity of 853 passengers.
I would not have got that.
Holy moly.
That's a yacht. It's like a yacht full of people.
So you can bring all of the Pacers employees on that plane.
And their service animals.
Yep, there you go.
I have a problem with the 30 minutes it takes to board an airplane. Also, I guess if you charter, you don't really have to follow all those rules and stuff. Have you ever got on a plane that's not commercial? Like, you just walk up to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense.
Sure.
Like, all my things I just take with me. I don't even have to pass through a deal.
No. It's pretty sweet.
I don't even go inside.
I've done a small handful of them throughout the years, and it's pretty cool.
You have to sign a thing. They write your name on a thing, like in pencil. It's not even like good.
And they're just pretending to do it anyway.
Yeah. They're just pretending.
Right.
And then you sign it. Like the way you used to sign like old real estate mogul, Jeffrey Epstein.
Is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing?
It's not the one. They're going down there. First game's on Thursday. So we'll do our big preview on. You want to do that Thursday?
Well, since it starts on Thursday,
yeah.
I mean, we could do it every single segment up until tip-off. All right, Thunder in 4. We got 2.5 more days of this.
All right, update alert. This is real time. So the plane left like an hour ago, but I guess it got sent to Tulsa because there's storms in Oklahoma City.
Is there thunder there?
I believe there is.
Okay. Rim shot.
Jason York joins us after the break. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're at Rio Bravo Brewery. Jason York's with us from the Recognition Place. And Jason, welcome.
Thank you, gentlemen, for having me again. Appreciate good seeing you.
Excited to have you here with
Nice
us.
place here. Always great to come by here.
You've been here before.
Yes, several times.
You love drinking.
I do. I love the ambiance here. It's nice.
Good
Yeah.
food though. $2 tacos today, and they're not just like any taco. They're all good.
Yeah, they're good
There's
tacos.
like 8 different choices.
The Recognition Place. All right, let me check out this website here. trpnm.com.
Correct.
That's an easy enough one. trpnm.com.
It is. Not so easy to tell over the phone sometimes, though.
505-881-9003. Jason joins us. He is the owner, off the operator, face of. We've done kind of a lot of business with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Different things here and there.
You've done a
Throughout the-
bunch of stuff with the Boys and Girls Club.
Correct.
You've done a bunch of stuff with like kind of all the organizations in town. Like, how'd you get that reputation?
Did a lot of networking early on.
Yeah.
A lot of boots on the ground, meeting people, going to events, spreading our name. But it really just came down to, doing good work repetitively once people trusted us enough. Spreading the word of mouth. It's kind of spiraled and it's a good snowball. And it led into COVID times to where we had a good foundation so that when things picked back up, 2021 and all that, places were raring to go, the nonprofits, all of that, they wanted to start recognizing people again.
Well, I needed different plates for the trophies I couldn't give away the year before. That was that's my big part.
Correct. And people love to be recognized and honored for their work. So thankfully we have a good business with that. And
It's like an interesting balance, right? Because I do think people like that. I think people like doing it. I think people like recognizing others. I think they like going out there and doing those celebrations. And, not an official part of the show, but, I got a big event coming up with the New Mexico Sports Hall of Fame. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And the Boys and Girls Club, which is my day job, is a big recipient of a gift from them this year, which is like a lovely experience. And it's the world of athletics. It's kind of a combination of all the things where people give. Where are you mostly at, though? Like in the stuff that the Recognition Place creates, is it mostly sports centered? Is it mostly small business centered? Like, what's your energy?
yeah, it's really local small business things, anywhere from UNM, all the different departments at UNM, the school departments to the hospital. I mean, there are lots of departments at the hospital. So we're thankfully, like I was just saying a bit ago, we were able to get our foot in the door with some of these places, did good work and good repetitive business. Lots of places on the different divisions on base do things. And then, all the different small businesses, even if they're corporate ran, we have some businesses that have, they're corporate, but they want to use local to do their recognizing and their awards just to keep the money here. They like the work we do.
We've hosted multiple times that celebrity chili cook-off from Chili's.
Correct.
And,
Yes.
and I believe that the frying pans that they give out are from the Recognition Place.
Yeah, you're the judge of that, right?
That's weird. That's
Yeah.
weird that they asked me and Van to do that. I watch Van eat meat, and I love it.
I'm a good sport.
Well, it's a good competition and it's a good cause.
And a lot of the times that, people who deserve that recognition are kind of more on the humble side. Most people who help out the community and do good work go unrecognized. And that's something you're able to do for them, is shine a light on whether it's, you mentioned, hospitals and universities, and it's also sports teams and, young athletes and kind of anything that people need to shine a light on. You're able to do that in a fun and creative way that people will have that little piece of recognition forever.
Correct. Yeah. Just something we try to recognize the above and beyond people that have, dedicated a lot of time. We do things on the daily for someone I engraved on something today from 1990. They had been with the organization since, dedicating a lot of that volunteer hours. And so you can definitely tell when people come in, they have a purpose for why they're wanting to recognize this individual or individuals, a team or what have you. So it's good from sports on.
I think a lot of the OG friends of the show and the friends of the show that have come and gone throughout the years, they're very aware of how fortunate Van and I have been, if it was our time with ABQ Central or now here with Two Men On, to use radio, to use KNML, to use this blowtorch that is the AM and FM signal to be able to celebrate people who help, and be able to celebrate our community. And that's the idea of partnering with you, right? So the Recognition Place, now officially partnered with Two Men On, where we weekly are going to identify individuals in this community that are making a positive impact and give them an opportunity through our platform to tell their stories and talk to our friends of the show about how they might be able to help. And you are helping us do that. So thank you so very much for that energy and effort. And again, it's 505-881-9003, right there off Montgomery by the Canes, right there by the Canes van.
With the dueling Canes and Chick-fil-A's.
Right. They got beat.
And
You're
Popeyes
right.
is just around the corner, too.
At the doorstep of the chicken battles on Montgomery.
It's nice.
That's there's multiple C's to businesses. It's like check cashing, car wash, chicken place, cannabis. There's only so many types of businesses in Albuquerque right now. Weird to me.
Correct.
You can reach out. So if somebody walks into the Recognition Place, it's you. You're right there.
Correct.
And if I walk in, I'm like, hey, I'm an idiot and I don't know how to celebrate people. You got a million ideas and you can show me how to get there and what's appropriate to recognize others that are doing positive.
Yeah, we can start from scratch on up to try to get the right wording to make it unique and personable to the person. Try to make the award as unique, an individual, so that the person really feels honored when they receive it. And the person giving it, the organization that gives it, try to make sure that they're proud of what they're presenting to.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that we really try to focus on, is that, that's why they keep coming back, because they're really proud of what they're given. Makes their group happy to try to receive it. I've been told several times people try to win this award, so it's something for people to strive for. Keeps morale, team building, all that. Very happy to do all that.
Also, if you've won a Nambe dog food bowl at the auction at a dog fashion show, this is wildly specific.
Okay.
You take it to the Recognition Place.
Correct.
And they can engrave it and put your dog's name on it, because that's literally what I've done for mine.
Awards, gifts, engravings, that and so much more. You can get a hold of Jason over at the Recognition Place, and we will be using his moniker to celebrate people in this community until the end of time, as we will recognize those through the Recognition Place that are helping. 505-881-9003, or reach out info@trpnm.com, where you can get any information you need on anything. What's the 2025 hotness thing? What is the thing everyone's coming in and getting right now?
Well, Stanley's Yetis, those I don't think are going to fade anytime soon.
Okay.
Hydro Flask, all those tumblers styles. But Van mentioned something I didn't get to earlier, was the Nambe. Yeah, that is a huge part.
Sure.
Speaking of local too, people still love that Nambe. So we're fortunate to be able to engrave on lots of different pieces, from dog bowls to champagne flutes to different bowls. So those are always hot. I mean, Nambe is especially with wedding season right here, we do a lot of wedding gifts. So a lot of Nambe.
All right, what is a Nambe? I'm just going to bite.
I thought we had this discussion once upon a time off air, but maybe not. It's just from my understanding of the background, it was a NASA invented piece that they used for something with their development. And when they realized that they polished it up, it was an aluminum that was really pretty and they could sell it. So they polished it. And I think this started in the 50s, and then by the 60s, some company here in New Mexico picked it up and branded it and sold it based off of the Pueblo up north and the name.
I'm going to have to see a picture of this. I just have no idea.
Their website, they have a lot of...
You haven't seen this? Have you never been to a dinner party
I'm sure he's
Corrales?
I'm sure he's seen it.
And seen Nambe everywhere?
He just doesn't realize what it was.
I don't like going to people's homes.
Oh, gosh.
Is that a part of it? Oh, wait. Is this the thing you put ice in?
There's several uses, several styles. But yes, that's one.
It looks really cool in the middle of your dining room table with some fruit in it. Just incredible.
Fake fruit.
Usually fake fruit, yeah.
Oh, because the acids in the fruit will mess up.
Well, tomato mostly. They don't tell people, but a salsa, they try to discourage people from putting salsa because the acid can definitely eat at it that way.
See, these are the tips you get from the Recognition Place. Sure. You wouldn't know that. I went in there the other day to talk to Jason about this exact thing that we're doing. and he handed me, I'm not joking, a 45-pound mug. And he was like, people drink coffee from this.
There was, I don't know if I saw you, I had seen there was some TikTok or something about them trying to actually pick that up and physically put it to their mouth to drink. And these big, burly guys were trying to, so it was a military thing, apparently, is how it kind of started.
It was too heavy.
Too heavy.
Yeah. Like it was, what curls for cups or something? What was, I don't know what it was.
I don't know. It's a new thing. So yeah, there's always new things people come up with. There's a trend on Etsy or Instagram or something. And yeah, we get them, the Stanleys though, people still eat those up.
If somebody comes to you with like a piece of like a sports memorabilia, right? And they say it's a bat or it's a helmet or whatever, and they want you to put like an engraving or something on it, that's within your capabilities?
Correct, yes.
Okay. But you correct my ignorance if I'm wrong here. I can't go to you and be like, hey, give me the Lobos inspired something, right? Do you need like a letter for that kind of stuff? I don't know how it works.
Yeah, the copyright,
okay,
trademark on that stuff.
But if I own a Lobos something that I acquired, however, you can manipulate that or no?
Not really. No. Try not to, just to try to avoid. UNM is, picky on their stuff, so try to avoid, especially local, the Duke stuff, Steve.
But well, say if you have like a graduation thing. Say if somebody gave you like a graduation gift that was like a, I don't know, Lobos tumbler or something, like, can you put class of whatever on it?
We can do that.
Okay.
If it's got it on there, we'll add the name or some other verbiage.
I think people like that stuff.
Totally.
Not for resale though. I'm talking like,
we're talking about you creating the logo on something from scratch, probably frowned upon. Somebody bringing memorabilia or something or a gift to you, completely okay.
Correct. Yeah.
There
we can enter someone's name. We put names on gloves, baseball gloves.
Yeah.
We've done baseballs. We've done, what have we done? Lots of different sports bats, obviously. Basketballs, footballs.
I love that.
So
well, there you go.
What about people's bare knuckles? Can you inscribe on people's bare knuckles?
Yeah, can you engrave that?
Because we got some tickets to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 75 here. If you come in person to Rio Bravo.
I see that. People have asked several times about if they can laser a body part, or if we've done it. So
you have done it?
No.
Oh,
no. They ask if anyone has, or
but off the air, you'll like tell me if you.
No, have not. There's been one accidental at the shop, but that was a nick on a fingernail that didn't do anything.
So if somebody from Zay or Zay's fraternity wants to come in and get branded with their frat on their arm, that's a no-no.
Probably not.
Take your business
do something
elsewhere.
in pencil or maybe pen, but
okay.
Yeah.
I definitely want a waiver signed.
Also, no frats at New Mexico Highlands. That's for sure.
Oh,
at least not when I was there.
Oh, wow.
There were no frats. There were friend groups.
A frat of one.
Yeah, there were friend groups, but no frats.
Hey, could you do like my MacBook lid, or would that screw it up?
No, I've done MacBooks. Yeah. It's aluminum.
Yeah.
It's engravable. And metal.
Like
wood.
my cell phone, like that kind of stuff. See, I kind of want something cool like that.
Personalize it all.
I don't know what I would get. I don't have like a branding.
Done your Duke City wrestling on a couple of things.
Yeah, you've done that cool stuff. Do you get a bunch of like ranchers and stuff that have like their cattle deals?
Do brands.
That stuff's
frequently.
cool.
I have one customer in particular. His family must be large, but he's always giving out knives, little buck knives, and putting different brands on there from different families. So that's cool. And they come in with a piece of paper with it usually just drawn on and scan it in, get it ready, and make it's really cool. Those are fun gifts. Those are things I like to do. The one of a kind.
What's like I know I'm kind of wearing you out on these dumb questions, but these are important to the friends of the show.
Fire away.
Like obviously Father's Day is coming up on the 15th. Like what is like the surefire going to hit with dad kind of gift?
I mean, knives are always a good, if they're into that.
Yeah.
For the fathers.
Not just like pocket knives and buck knives. You could do like a kitchen knife, like a nice chef's knife. That would be cool.
Yeah. Oh, or like a block. Oh, you can engrave the block?
You can engrave the block.
Oh,
Cutting boards.
See, that sounds cool.
Cutting boards, a lot of cutting boards. Different chef. I've done some different cutlery. The barbecue set. I've done barbecue set stuff before.
Now, I only have ever seen Isaiah walk around with his wireless Bose headphones. Could you do those?
If there's an area for it, I certainly could try.
See, that would be cool.
Bose.
Are they not Bose?
Beats.
Okay, they're Beats.
Disrespectful.
Okay, what's Beats? Is that an Apple product?
Yeah, it's the headphones you have when you bring into the studio. The Beats used to be Dr. Dre's, but Apple bought them.
Apple definitely. The ones I have are from the Dre era.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. But the newer ones, I mean, it's more Apple friendly. Like you open them up, they connect to your phone, stuff like that. You don't have to push a button. But
Now we know.
yeah, little stuff like that.
So can you engrave
Fancy.
those?
I have to look. I'm not sure. People ask us on the daily if we can engrave different things. A lot of times they just have to bring it in, and that's the only way we can definitely know.
What's like the smallest thing? Like a grain of rice?
No, little pendants, necklace pendants. We do a lot of those.
Like a dime?
Watches, smaller.
Dude, that's so cool to me.
I've noticed a trend here, Fred.
Yeah.
He's
I
inquisitive.
think he can do anything.
I know.
I think he could do anything and everything
There's
at
a
the
will, there's a way.
recognition place.
Keep firing the questions away, though, if you want.
Reach out to Jason over at the Recognition Place. He will help you, recognizing others and kind of all your needs in custom, everything, awards, gifts, engravings, 505-881-9003 or info@trpnm.com. Or you can go right there to the website, trpnm.com. Jason, thank you, brother.
Appreciate you guys. It's a pleasure seeing you again.
I like that. When we get back from the break, we can continue down the world of sports talk before Josh Sujan joins us at 6 o'clock. It's 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to Two Men On, where lifelong Rockies fan Jason York joins us. Jason, how are you?
Doing good. Thanks for having me back again. Another segment.
Yep. Well, we need to talk about how every time the Rockies go on an 8-game losing streak, they get a win. They are 4-0 when facing a 9-game losing streak this season. So you're saying
that's quite the stat there.
There's a handful left in the world of the Rockies win column. And now on June 2nd, every single Major League Baseball team has double-digit wins. Let's go.
All right. That's big, man.
10th win of the season last night for the Colorado Rockies as they beat the Miami Marlins in front of 5,894.
See, at least the Rockies get good crowds in Denver. They're like in the top 15, 10, I think, every year consistently. Even
they regularly draw 30.
Yeah.
It's good atmosphere there at Coors.
It's a blast. If you haven't been to Coors, go to Coors.
Well, and that's the thing, though. They're like just complacent. Like I don't want to call it like lazy, but they know they don't have to put out a good product. Like they're still going to make the money. They're still going to sell the booze. They're still going to have 30,000 people in every night of the week enjoying that thing. And you don't even have to have a good product. I mean,
but
low
they also
key
have the history as well, too, of, winning. So their fan base isn't really clamoring for stuff.
Well, and you guys know how Denver is. Like,
Sure.
you ever open the dating app while you were in Denver?
I have not. No.
I have.
Yeah.
And it is wild up there. There's nothing about sports.
No.
There's nothing about TV show. Hey, what TV show do you binge? The TV show of nature and hiking.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different world up there.
Definitely.
And a Subaru repair.
So that's their passion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, the Broncos, too, they've had those guys for a while, so they're pretty passionate.
Yeah,
about that.
I guess.
That's about it.
Luckily, John Elway stopped sucking.
That's their saving grace.
That is their saving grace because he sucked. And people are like, no, he was always really good. He was not. He was difficult. He went and played in a different league. He was kind of a crybaby, lost a bunch of times in a row. And then luckily,
Terrell Davis came along.
Terrell Davis
gave him 2,000 yards.
Saved his career.
One cool highlight where he was a helicopter blade. That's his whole career.
Didn't need much. He just needed a couple solid years.
I mean, just the last two, really.
Really just, kind of the last two. And then see ya. And with him, like when you start naming dudes, like all-time dudes, no one talks about him.
Just for that few-year stint that he helped lead them. But
okay, now you guys aren't giving John Elway enough credit.
He
was
nothing.
He was like an actual good quarterback.
At what?
Throwing the
Yeah, but
football.
losing a ton.
Yeah.
In a head case.
52 other guys.
To what? That also threw it?
He got, in the history of football, way
Some.
more. I don't see you running Dan Marino through the muck.
we got back to NFL.
Always do.
Always.
Jason, you're the best.
Appreciate you guys.
Josh Sushan joins us after the break.
Go Rockies.
Yes, like that. The Isotopes are, this sucks for us, boys. They're at El Paso.
Do they have to?
And I think they have to.
It's a bummer.
Josh Sushan joins us after the break. It's 2 Men On. Jason, you're the best.
You guys are.
95.9 FM and AM 610 Day Sports Animal.
FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Welcome back to Two Men On. Van and I are at Rio Bravo Brewery, where $2 tacos are on their way to our mouths. But the Ice Topes, they have to eat tacos in El Paso tonight, so bummer. No one wants to go to El Paso. But Josh Sushan's already there, and he joins us. Josh, welcome.
Hello, gentlemen. It's $3 tacos here at the ballpark in El Paso.
Rip off.
Did you get one?
No, I'm full.
Yeah, that's how I feel about El Paso. Ice Topes meet for is this the second time this season? Second time this season. And the first time, what's that, brother?
I said, yeah, it was a split the first time. And Topes are feeling good about themselves right now, boys. Just won 4 of 6 against Sugarland. And, there's just like that team that just has your number. And that's been the case with the Astros. The Astros, I blame Van because the Astros affiliate, whatever city they're in, Fresno, Round Rock, Sugarland, had either beat the Topes or split the series every time since 2016. But then this past week, the Topes finally were able to win 4 of 6 and win a series against Van's boys.
Well, I mean, it's a superior organization, Sushan, is what we're talking about. Better at drafting, better at player development, and more importantly, better at cheating. Yeah, the best cheaters.
Do you have any facts or division titles or playoff appearances to back up the statement you just made?
I mean, 7 ALCS in a row, a few World Series appearances, a couple trophies.
The Rockies have 10 wins.
Astros are in first place without George Springer, Carlos Carrera, Alex Bregman. Jordan Alvarez is on the bench. No Kyle Tucker. Still sitting at the top.
Those are good facts.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I read an article today that said the Dodgers were willing to trade their top 10 minor leaguers for Paul Skeens. And after I read it, I go, that's a stupid article. And then I really thought about it. And I go,
yeah,
it actually kind of makes a bunch of sense.
Yeah.
Does he have that kind of Herschel Walker value, Josh, in your perspective? I know we didn't prep you on Paul Skeens talk, but would you be surprised to see – because I don't think I would, because the Pirates need more than one piece. Like, they could get it from the Dodgers.
Yeah, by the way, great reference to Herschel Walker. I think that any and all discussion about, like, trading someone great to get a bunch of players always has to start with Herschel Walker. So I give you props for that. Here's the thing. I don't want the Pirates to trade Paul Skeens. Like, I want Mike Trout to play his whole career with the Angels, right? I want Paul Skeens to play his whole career with the Pirates. I want, like, these guys, it means something to play your entire career with one organization. And the idea that, like, oh, we just drafted him and he gets to the big leagues less than a year later and he's the best pitcher in the sport, let's immediately get rid of him. Like, even if they did get the top 10 prospects, which objectively would be a smart thing to do. I don't really think the Dodgers would do that. But even if they did, I still don't want the Pirates to do that because, no, keep your own guys and go get 9 other guys and put them around them and try to win that way, you know?
The Dodgers have guys who finished with NL Rookie of the Year voting in the minors. The Dodgers have guys that would be in 20 other major league lineups in Oklahoma City. Like, they're not going to crack the Dodgers lineup, and the Dodgers are notorious for having starting pitchers on the DL, and the best one arguably at this age in the history of the game is available for what would catapult the Pirates in a very winnable division. I say do it. Make Paul Skeens a Dodger.
Like, who wrote this, right? Was this just like some, no offense to the bloggers out there, is this just like some dude on his couch? Or is this like Ken Rosenthal, Buster Olney, you know, like the people who like really know these things?
I think
it was Paul Skeens' dad.
Yeah, it was Paul Skeens' dad.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, Paul Skeens' girlfriend was like, hey, I'm trying to actually get to the West Coast.
She wrote the forward.
Because seriously, there's like a lot of like stories out there, and you're like, oh, well, that's interesting. And like Jim Bowden, the former Reds GM, like he wrote something on The Athletic about it, and I'm like, okay, I know that he was a GM 20 years ago, but when was the last time that Jim Bowden had a scoop that was accurate, right? And so people see that and they're like, oh yeah, Jim Bowden used to be a GM. We should like take what he wrote seriously. And I'm like, no, I'm not even going to click on this article because when was the last time he was correct about anything? So you got to take everything with like, okay, every once in a while, someone who is not like a Ken Rosenthal or a Buster Olney or I'm blanking on the guy on ESPN right now, Jeff Passan. Like every once in a while, somebody outside of those three gets like a story right. They have like a big scoop, but it's not very often that it happens. Or at least it's like the beat writer who covers the team every year, every day, every year. So, like take it with a grain of salt when you see these things, because it's like, all right, really, does this person really know what he's talking about?
I think you're wrong here, Sush. Let me tell you why. Thousands upon thousands of people are listening to this program right now.
Yeah.
And Fred is always wrong. So there's some validity to this right now.
Well, according to the Josh Sushan Bible of can you project these dumb ideas, if you know who Ryan Ritter is, then you can. And I'm very familiar with him. And so is all of minor league baseball. Was he the player of the month last month? Did they announce that yet?
Not yet. It usually gets announced on the 4th or the 5th. And so we'll probably find out either tomorrow or Thursday.
Do you have the numbers? I have
them. Oh, go ahead then. If you have them, then go.
Oh, yeah, I got them for you. Sorry to jump in front of you there, but 453, 500, and like 127. Like I didn't say that. 1.20. He just hit it. He just hit it so far and hard. 10 doubles, 3 triples, 9 homers, and 29 ribbies. Are you joking me, Josh?
Yeah, I know. And the thing that I find fascinating about what he did was that, okay, at the beginning of the month, he was on this stretch of like 23 consecutive games that he had played every day because we were really shorthanded, and he was just doing okay, right? 3 weeks ago, his batting average was 218 for the year, and his OPS was like 780 something for the year. And then we got Tovar on a rehab assignment, and so he played 2 innings one day, didn't play the next 2, didn't play the game after that, and then he finally got back in the lineup when Tovar went back up to the major leagues. And that is when he took off. So all those numbers you just rattled off, almost all of those were done in the last 3 weeks of the month, not the first like 8 or 9 days, because he was still trying to figure things out and sitting on the bench watching the rehabbing major leaguer.
That is so wild.
It's a way to get there. I mean, we're going to get there.
I bet there's
he had so many hits in the 8th and 9th and 11th and 12th innings that tied it or won it, or, put us in a position to win it. Like the quantity of clutch hits in May was also, it's not like he was just doing this in the first 4 innings and then not coming through late. Dude was Mr. Clutch late in games.
I bet there's 8 or 10 MLB teams right now that love to kick the tires at the shortstop position for Ryan Ritter. Unfortunately, the Rockies aren't one of them because they got young stud Zeke Tovar.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Rockies to get Ritter some playing time at second base and third base. Here. For a lot of is literally we didn't have anybody else who could play shortstop, right? Like that's why he played 23 consecutive games at shortstop. We literally did not have anybody else who'd ever played the position. And but now, we've got Amador, we've got Owen Miller who's playing shortstop today. Chunk's back, he can play shortstop. So now we have some other guys, and like what you said, because of Tovar, I feel like you got to get rid of some reps at second base and third base, just so that you can see he played a little bit there early in the season, and I think you got to try him out at these other spots too, because ideally, Tovar won a Gold Glove last year, so ideally he's the shortstop for the next 10 years. And while I really like what I see from Ritter at shortstop, you get to a certain point when you're hitting this way and you're forcing your way to the major leagues, you got to make sure that he can play somewhere else other than shortstop.
How quick did Sugarland want to get out of Albuquerque on Sunday?
Pretty quick, but they had to wait until Monday morning.
The game was like 2 hours flat. Is that what it was?
It was 2:11 yesterday.
Oh, is that what it was?
But it was 3:11 the day before. So, yeah.
All balanced
But
out.
also their two best players got called up during the week. So, Shea Whitcomb hits 5 home runs in 3 games, and they finally call him up. And then Jacob Melton, they called up right before Saturday's game. They're like, you're running out to the field right now. Never mind. You're going to the major leagues.
Would you consider those socks still clean, or do we need it's fine. Just hit the road, brother. We'll figure it out.
Right, yeah. They got clean socks for you in Houston or wherever they actually were.
Sush, I was making a Home Depot run. I was in my truck listening to the broadcast when you called the last minute information of Melton being scratched and going up to the big. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, shoot, we had Keston here last week in the middle of the game. He gets pulled, and I was talking to our groundskeeper, Thomas Gallegos, and they're crossing paths, and Keston's like, I'm going up, and Thomas is like, yeah, like he thinks he meant like going up to the clubhouse to get like Gatorade or something. And Thomas is like, yeah, all right. And Keston's like, no, I'm going up. Like, I'm going up to the majors. And Thomas is like, oh, hug it out, bro. Way to go. Like, go make us proud.
God, that's so funny.
I guess the number one prospect in minor league baseball is making his major league debut tonight for Kansas City. I'm going to make sure I got this. Jack Caglianone.
Hey, he's a Mr.
Right.
Jack Caglione.
Have you seen him at all, Josh? Are you familiar with him? Is he going to be a big impact?
I've seen a lot of highlights
That's
of
all
him.
I've seen, too.
I know that he was a two-way guy in college and a first baseman, and they tried him in the outfield, and they're like, all right, he's got enough rep in the infield, go kill him in the majors.
Well, that's how you get him there. Any way possible. Josh, enjoy your sit down with Pilo and have a good broadcast tonight.
Thank you, boy. Enjoy the rest of your night at Rio Bravo.
Thanks, dude. We're going to eat tacos. Isaiah, back at the studio.
I have to say, if you're Stephon Diggs, enjoy your fun. Leave the powder out of it when there's cameras.
Or always.
Or always.
Just always.
Now, hear me out. Always. Works
Don't.
too.
Yep. Shot in a beer. Van, final words.
Oh, my goodness, my friend. Too much for the time allotted. Anything that we didn't cover, make sure you check out tomorrow morning on the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you tomorrow, Burke.